A very good morning, dear students. Hope you are perfectly fine and fit at home. This is our first class after summer vacations. So let's start with a new chapter. Now, this chapter, ratio and proportion, is same in both the classes. That is for class 6 and for class 7. In class 7, this is chapter number 7, and in class 6, this is chapter number 8. So students of both the class can watch this video related to chapter ratio and proportion. Now, what exactly is a ratio? Before jumping on to the topic, let us understand, like, there are two ways of comparing the numbers. First way is your difference method, and second is your ratio or division method. Now, what is difference method? For example, you are having 3 balls with you and four toffees with you. Suppose, for example, you're having 3 balls with you and 4 toffees with you. Now, according to this difference method, you can say that you are having one more toffee than balls, or you can say that you have one less balls than toffee. So in both the ways, what difference you are getting? The difference is 1. So that is the difference method. Second is your ratio method. Ratio method is comparison of 2 or more quantities of the same kind using division. This is basically division method. Now, ratio has 2 quantities, example A and B, which is denoted as A upon B, and in ratio form it can be expressed as A ratio B. Now over here you are having 3 balls and 4 toffees. So this is A and this is B. It can be expressed in the form of fractional form, that is 3 by 4, can be derived in ratio form, that is 3 is to 4. Understood? Now, this 3 is to 4. One more thing. If they ask you question, what is the number of toffees to the number of what is the number of balls to the number of toffees? You will say that there are 3 balls to 4 toffees. This is what you are going to say. But this is the question: how many balls are there in proportion to the number of toffees. So this is going to be your answer: 3 balls to 4 toffees, or 3 is to 4. But for this same question, if you write down 4 is to 3, this is going to be wrong, because this means that you have 4 balls to 3 toffees, which is technically wrong according to this. So 3 is is to 4 and 4 is to 3, they are not same. They both have different identities. 3 is to 4 is different and 4 is to 3 is different. That's why order of the numbers given is very important, that you need to keep in mind. If you, for this question, if you write down 4 is to 3, you are going to get a wrong answer. Your answer is going to be 3 is to 4. Understood? Now there are certain important points that you need to keep in mind apart from numbers having different identities. Now the next point is ratio is a fraction, so ratio will remain unchanged if each term of the ratio is multiplied divided by the same non-zero number. For example, you have this number 3 is to 4. Okay, you are having this number. For example, now if I multiply 3 with 3 and 4 again with 3, it will give you 3 3s are 9 and 4 3s are 12. Now when you reduce this fraction, 3 3s are 9 and 3 4s are 12, again you will get 3 is to 4, same as your question. Answer is going to be same as your question. So if same number you multiply or same number you divide with both the numbers given in the ratio, you are going to get same answer. Okay, the ratio will remain unchanged. Next, ratio exists between quantities of same kind. For example, like we are measuring height of a child and height of a man. Now are they same quantities? Yes, because in both cases your quantity is height. You are measuring height of child, height of man, but what is common between them? That is height. Now if I change this height to weight of a man, now are they same? No, they are not same, because this is height and this is weight. So ratio between them is not possible, because both have different quantities. So ratio can be expressed or is possible only when the quantities given are same. Next, to find the ratio between quantities of same kind, quantities should be expressed in units. Now how to know that quantities are of same kind? 273 suppose I have given, and 468 I have given it. Is there any unit? No. How will you be able to know that they have same quantity or they are expressed in same units or not? So unit is very important in the question. If I write down suppose 1 grams and 400 grams, they are having unit with them and they both are same quantities. So over here you can express it in the form of ratio. Next, if I write down 1 grams to 1 kg, over here quantity is same but your unit is different. This is a smaller unit and this is the larger unit. Now to carry out the ratio, to find out the ratio you have to change the units first. So larger unit we will express in smaller unit. 1 kg will give you 1000 grams. So this 1 kg will change to 1000 grams. Your number change will give you 1 grams to 1000 grams. Now you have to find out the ratio. Now there is nothing you can cancel. Your answer is going to be 1 upon 1000 or 1:1000. One more thing you need to remember is ratio is a number. Means when you get the answer, you are not going to write down grams in front of the answer. We never write down units in front of the answer when we calculate the ratio. If you write down grams over here, your answer is going to be wrong, because ratio is a number and it cannot be expressed in units. So you don't have to write down unit in front of your answer. Your answer is going to be directly 1:1000. No unit should be written in front of this. Hope I'm clear with this. Now, how to do comparison? Like we did comparison in chapter fractions as well. So ratio is same as whatever steps we follow in fractions. As you know, comparison, it can be done in two ways. First method, you have cross multiplication. Now second method you have, that is take out the LCM. Same methods you have for fractions also. So same methods and same process you need to follow for ratio also. Okay, to compare two ratios, you are going to follow same pattern as you followed in fractions. Next, simplification of fractions. We have studied in chapter fractions that if the HCF of both the numbers x and y, means both the numbers, if the HCF is equals to 1, then it is already simplified. For example, 3/4. Now HC 3/4. Now this number comes in its own table. This number comes in its own table. Now this number can be cancelled with this number? No, that it is not possible. You can cancel this number with 2, but can you cancel this number with 2? No, you cannot do this. Then this number is already simplified. Again, 3/7. Can you cancel this number? No. And both the numbers come in their own table only. They do not come in any other table. The HCF is going to be 1, so they are already simplified. There is no need to simplify the ratio over here. I hope you have understood all these important points related to ratio, and these important points are going to help you in solving questions that are given in exercise 7A.